Greetings, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to talk about, do Japanese salespeople care too much about the buyers? So let's get going. This is the fourth year of the Sales Japan Series podcast, and we are broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku. It is Chic Central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guide committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, the best-selling author, Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, will be released shortly. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive COVID-19. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentation Japan Series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan Series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan Series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. This is episode number 230, and today we're talking about the care factor in sales in Japan. So let's go! Japanese salespeople really care about their clients. This is good, except when it isn't. And that is usually when they are prioritizing the client over the firm which employs them. Japan is a relationship-driven, risk-averse business culture where longevity is appreciated. This often translates into the salespeople being captured by a type of Stockholm Buyer Syndrome, where they identify with the interests of the buyer over those of their boss. Going to bat for the client is admirable because the salesperson is their representative inside the organization. It can create problems, though, when perspectives become skewed. Price rises, stock shortages, quality issues, staff allocations can create a divide in the priorities of the buyer and seller. Where does the typical Japanese salesperson plonk themselves down? Right in the buyer's camp. They become advocates for the buyer's interest over the firm's interests, and this can create tremendous friction inside the organization. As we know, in Japan, the buyer is not a royal, an aristo, or a king. The buyer is a deity, a god, and that changes things up considerably. As the boss, you can hand out the orders, but that doesn't mean the salespeople are going to compromise their relation with the buyer, aka God, to keep you happy. They are thinking about their bonus or commission and the lifetime value of that client. In that equation, the boss's views and interests are mildly interesting, but not arresting. So, boss orders are issued like confetti, and then the great obfuscation commences. Delays, excuses, detours, and ninja-like silence start cropping up. The sales staff can always rely on the boss to get distracted and be so time poor that they never get around to following up at all, or at least for some considerable time. With multinational firms, with any luck, the boss will get transferred or fired, and the coast will be clear again. Or the market shifts, or the currency moves, and the whole point becomes moot. The salesperson rule is to keep their helmet pulled down tight and low and dig a bit deeper into the foxhole, waiting for the boss order barrage to die down. Find out more when we come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Now, today's show is sponsored by, from our professional leadership series on the 9th of April, we're looking at innovation. Now, on May 12th, we're looking at cross and upselling. And May 14th, again, in our professional leadership series, we're looking at the difference between leading and managing. You can find out more about those programs on our website at enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. And you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. If you like learning by watching videos, we have over 1,000 for you there on Japan Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. And don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. So, as the boss, how do we navigate between ensuring the salespeople take brilliant care of the client without sending the firm to the edge of bankruptcy? We have to become much better time managers, because that is the key to following up and keeping track of the change you've initiated. We need to keep a note somewhere of what was discussed, what was requested, and then some milestones to check against for progress. It could be electronic reminders or something analog, it doesn't matter, as long as it works for you, but do it. Coaching is one of the victims of tech today. Tech is supposed to give us all more time. It hasn't. Everyone is so busy, including the boss, that the time is not created for coaching sales staff. If we want the salesperson to go down there to the client and deliver some untasteful news, they may need some help on how to handle that interview. Imagine asking a Japanese salesperson who has spent an entire career agreeing to everything the client wants to head over to the buyer's office and tell them no, or the new price has been increased to X. They are just not trained for that and have no clue how to do it. This is where they need help, and the busy bee boss has to pony up the time for them to help have that difficult negotiation. Depending on the situation, it may be time for the boss to go and speak with the client. Hierarchy is important in Japan, and having the more senior person turn up is a mark of respect which the buyer in Japan will appreciate. It won't make them any happier about the bad news, but at least they feel their due is given. The salespeople will appreciate it too, because it allows them to keep their relationship with the buyer and heap all the blame on their mad dog, crazy gaijin boss. The answer is simple and complex at the same time. Encourage a sharp client focus by the salespeople, but keep that tempered with the interests of the firm by making your time available to follow up, coach, or intervene. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, please work on your karma and share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today. Use it and go out there and survive. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.